We keep talking about government, government, government. This is not a government control issue. It doesn't really matter what laws we put out, because government can't enforce any of these laws, right? We have a regulation. You must wear a mask. How do I make 19 million people wear a mask? I can't. I couldn't make that one fella who I ran into wear a mask, right? Everything we're doing is basically voluntary on behalf of people, right? State government, local government, federal government doesn't have the power to enforce stay-at-home orders. If 19 million people said, I'm going out today, they would go out.
Let's talk about this video that we just saw. You have Cuomo, clearly, on stage, no mask, right? Because it's so important that people wear a mask. This is why they're enforcing it, because it can protect everybody. Yet, he's not wearing a mask. So, whether there's, I don't even know how many people would be in that room, because they just show him and the dude behind him or whatever. But if you're trying to encourage people to wear a mask, your ass should be wearing a mask, right? You should be holding yourself responsible, right? As a politician, and somebody as the governor, anybody that's in the political view, you should be wearing a mask if that's what you're trying to tell people. So whether he's being pressed or not, who knows? But I think he's full of shit, because then he goes into saying that we can't enforce this many people, right, to wear masks, 19 million people to wear a mask, right? It's more of a voluntary thing for other people. So he's looking like the good guy. So this is what happened. I went to a beach, and they have security there, right? And then I also went to a Stop and Shop. And when I went to the beach, I ended up speaking. I had like a short conversation with just the regular dudes that were just security there. But then I ended up talking to their I get head of security, whatever you want to call them. So the manager, and he goes, all right, yo, he goes, let's go on the front. He goes, so we can talk like gentlemen. We don't have to wear the mask, because this is what the issue was. We were walking, and you have those tunnels that bring you down to the boardwalk, right? And you could be in the parking lot, and you didn't go on the boardwalk yet. The second you enter that tunnel, your mask has to go on. And your mask has to stay on the entire time until you get off the boardwalk, onto the beach. And now you can take your mask off and you're good. Now, mind you, there's no social distancing when you're on the beach at all. I'm not for it. I think it's bullshit, but I'm just trying to poke a hole in all the shit that they've been talking about. Everybody was literally sitting probably about a foot from each other. No masks and nothing, right? On the boardwalk, they have the food. They have the concession stands open. So now you're allowed to eat and not wear a mask while you're on the boardwalk. So apparently, you could only contract coronavirus while you're on the boardwalk, but not if you're eating. If you're eating, you can't contract it. You're good. You're immune. And then if you go on the beach and you're by the sand and the water, you can be right up in somebody's shit and you're good. And in the parking lot, you're good. But just on the boardwalk, right? So bottom line is, I go and I'm talking to the head security guy, and he, like I said, he was a super chill dude, and I was just asking him. I said, okay. I said, question. Why are you guys enforcing? Why do I have to wear a mask on the boardwalk? And he's like, well, it's policy. I said, okay, but whose policy? I said, is this your policy? I said, or is it the governor's policy? He says governor's policy and the government's policy. I said, okay. I said, but yet you have Cuomo, just on this video that I showed you, Cuomo saying that it's voluntary, we can't enforce it. It's just pretty much, I guess, just being genuine to people next to you if you think that this virus is even a fucking thing, right? So it's voluntary. So I said to him, he goes, yeah. He goes, but there's a catch. He says that on the TV, but now when you have private establishments, for example, the beach, right? It's private property. If they get caught not enforcing people wearing masks, they'll get fined. Same thing when I went to Stop and Shop. I got the store manager and I was talking to him and I said, hey, question. I said, what's the deal with the masks? And he said, because I brought up the same thing with Cuomo. And he goes, our store policy has nothing to do with customers. Our store policy has only to do with our employees and they have to wear masks. Nothing on store policy is enforcing customers to wear masks. He said he listens to the CDC and the governor in the state, right? So once again, Cuomo is full of shit. Cuomo is out here trying to act like he's the good guy in a video on TV when he's talking to the public, right? Saying that, oh, you don't have to, it's this and that, blah, blah, blah. But behind the scenes, basically what the beach and Stop and Shop. So the beach guy, he told me they'll get fined. And the guy at Stop and Shop, the store manager, told me that they could close the store down. So behind the scenes, he's playing hardball. And he's not consistent with what he's telling you and what he's putting out in the public eye. So, once again, he's full of shit. He's not honest about what he's talking about. The dude never wears a mask. So clearly he doesn't give a shit, right? And now he's trying to screw stores and people. These are people, right? People own stores, people making money. You got families, you got all these employees, right? So you're going to shut down a store. And you're going to find places if they don't do this, but you're acting as if you're cool and it's just voluntary. So, like I said, it's just some shady shit, but I just wanted to point that out because, you know, he's a punk, bro. He's just doing the same shit everybody else is. You know, he's not being honest. He's not being translucent. You know, at the very least, Trump seems to be a pretty fucking translucent person, whether you like him or not. He's pretty translucent. All these other motherfuckers are saying one thing and doing another thing behind the scenes, right? But bottom line is, we have 19 million people. Remember what he said. Can't enforce that. It's up to us. So we need to fucking call senator's office, call the governor's office, bitch at them, and we also need to protest. We need to get together with a bunch of people and say, fuck this, we're not wearing a mask, and we need to go somewhere and just say, no, fuck this, we're not putting a mask on. We don't need it. This is a free country, and we have the choice to put on a mask or not wear a mask. Wake up, guys. This shit is a sham. If you still think that this shit is legit, then you need to reevaluate yourself and start looking at other stuff, because there's a lot of shady shit going on with this, and it is not real. Coronavirus is a real thing, but it's the common cold. This COVID bullshit, it's all full of shit. It is. So wake up, do a little bit of research, turn the fucking news off, because the news only wants to tell you shit to cause fucking issues with anything they're talking about. Start looking into alternative research, people who are not getting paid by fucking pharma, not getting paid by all these different organizations that have a conflict of interest. All right? But yeah, we need to wake up. It's up to us in the land of the free. We need to fucking grab hold of our freedom and stick our fucking foot down their throat and say, fuck this, we're not doing that. This is my choice, it's my body. I'm not fucking wearing this mask because I don't need to. Much love, guys. I'll talk to you later.